Hi Eagles, it's Miss Rubman again, and this is our final day, lesson 3 of our Clahalia Secondary School Student Expectations in a Virtual World presentation. So what are we up to today? Today we're going to actually take a look at what our rights and responsibilities are, where we can find them, what's the purpose, and then we're going to do a little quiz where you get to talk with your teacher and other students about some of those rights and responsibilities. So at Clahalia, we are committed to providing you an environment that is safe, supportive, and conducive to learning. That's part of our job as a school, and our district as a whole is committed to partnering with you to ensure that that happens. Usually when we're in person, you get a large handbook that has your students' rights and responsibilities listed. Because of the fact that we're in a digital world, those haven't necessarily gone out to you. So there is a digital copy that is available for you. So when you go to the Central Kitsap School District website, you can go to a link for the students' rights and responsibilities, and you can see the PDF version listed there. Teachers, if you could please help your students navigate our website to be able to get to this link for the Student Rights and Responsibilities PDF and give them a second to peruse it and look it over. This would be a great time to do that, and then you can stop the video and we'll move on to the next activity. Now that you've had a second to review the rights and responsibilities, we're going to take a quick quiz to kind of see where you're at and to discuss some key issues. Question number 1 specifically is applying to virtual learning expectations. So it's a true or false. During remote learning, normal school rules don't apply. What do you think? Teachers, please take this time to pause our video and have a discussion with your class about the correct answer. I hope those were some good conversations. The answer is false. During remote learning, normal school rules do apply because our learning is still taking place in a virtual world, and that is our learning environment. So even though we're off-site, doesn't mean that those rules don't apply. They still do. Question number 2. What are some examples of inappropriate behaviors that might occur during remote learning? So that means, what are some things that might be against our students' rights and responsibilities that you might see in a Google Meet? Teachers, please pause this video right now and have a class discussion about what some of those behaviors might look like. I hope you had some great discussions with your group. When we're talking about some things that might exist in a virtual world for inappropriate behaviors that you might see during a Google Meet, it might be things like hurtful comments or mean, rude things that are said to each other or in the chat, use of profanity, or inappropriate images that are being used as your profile pic or background or shared. So we want to make sure that we don't engage in those behaviors so that we can have a safe and respectful learning environment for everyone. Question number 3. When we do come back to school, what are some examples of when those school rules apply, meaning outside of being in the classroom? Teachers, please take this time to pause our video and have a discussion with your class about the correct answer. Just like we talked about earlier, there are some areas outside of a classroom where school rules do apply. You must follow school rules when you're on a school-sponsored field trip or when you're on a school bus. Even if you're doing things on social media that could have an impact on other students and their learning while at school, could be an area where you could face discipline and you need to follow school rules. Question number 4. It's another true or false. I can post whatever I want about other students or staff on my social media. Teachers, please pause and talk with your class about the correct answer. The correct answer is false to this question. Please remember that if you're posting on your social media, to be mindful about comments that you make about other students or staff. because that could be a disciplinary issue if you are doing things that could be seen as harassment, intimidation, or bullying and making the learning environment unsafe for others. Question number 5, true or false again. As a student in the CK school district, you have the right to learn in a safe environment, receive high quality instruction, and you have the right to express and assemble. Teachers, please pause and get some answers from your class. You're correct. That answer is true. As a student in CK, you do have the right to learn in a safe environment. You have the right to receive the highest quality instruction, and you do have the right to express and assemble. Question number 6. Which responsibility do you feel is most important to being a successful CK student? Is it attending meets and participating? Is it contributing to a positive environment? Is it striving for academic and personal growth? Or is it to know and follow all of the rules? Teachers, please take this time to pause our video and have a discussion with your class about the correct answer. This one's a tricky one because there is no right or wrong answer. I hope that in your groups you were able to have a good conversation about the ones that are the most important for you in being successful, and maybe you found out that there's a couple that you need in order to be a successful student. Question number 7 is another true or false. Sexual harassment is unwelcome behavior or communication that is sexual in nature. Teachers, please pause the video and discuss this with your classes. You're correct. The answer is true. The actual definition for sexual harassment is listed in the question. It is unwelcome behavior or communication that is sexual in nature. In the previous question, we were asking about the definition of harassment. For this question, we're asking what are some of the options that you have to report harassment in CKSD and to ensure that you get help. Teachers, please take this time to pause our video and have a discussion with your class about the correct answer. There are several options to report harassment here at Klahowya. First and foremost, you can tell any staff member and they will be sure to report it. You could also file a complaint that's located on the CKSD website if you would like to do it that way. You could tell a friend and ask them to help you to report it. Or you could share with your family and ask them to help you report it as well. All of those would be ways to make sure that we're aware and can help and support you if you feel as though there's an issue with harassment happening. Question number 9. Off-campus harassment can create a hostile environment at school. True or false? Teachers, please take this time to pause our video and have a discussion with your class about the correct answer. You're right, the answer is true. Off-campus harassment can create a hostile environment at school. And when that happens, that's when the school needs to step in to ensure that our students are feeling safe and protected. Last up, we're going to talk about some examples for images that are okay to have as your profile pic while you're in Google Meet. So what are some of those examples? Teachers, please pause the video and have a discussion with your class about appropriate images. There are all kinds of awesome pictures that you could have as your profile pic that would be completely appropriate. Maybe you'd like to show your pet. Your favorite sports team needs some love. Maybe you just want to have a pic of yourself with some of your friends. Those would all be great ways to express yourself in an appropriate way and show your teachers who you are. That's it. You've reached the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for all of your attention the past 3 weeks. We appreciate you taking the time to learn about your rights and responsibilities as a student in CKSD. Now there's some opportunities for you to ask questions that you had to your teachers or your classmates. Or remember, you can always reach the admin team by sending us an email. You can reach me at Megan, MEGHANR @ckschools.org. Have a great day, Eagles.